Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon you all. It is a great pleasure for me to welcoming you all today in this Pocket Talk session. As you may already know, this session is part of Asia Water 2020 virtual show that has been conducted starting Monday, and today will be the last day. I'm Leah Indriasari, and I will be your host for today's session. It is very delightful for us, Water Indonesia team, to take part in Asia Water Virtual, the region's most prominent trade exhibition in water and wastewater treatment industry. This virtual show is the ultimate virtual place to visit and source for new products and solutions for all your water and wastewater industry needs. And today, through this Pocket Talk session, Water Indonesia has the opportunity to conduct an industry knowledge sharing session with a theme of Indonesian water and wastewater treatment sectors, challenges and opportunities. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, water and wastewater treatment are two important issues in Indonesia. Indonesia's water resources accounts for 6% of the world's and 21% of Asia Pacific's. And yet, some rivers and water resources in Indonesia are heavily polluted. Of those, many are polluted by domestic waste, according to the Indonesian National Planning Agency. As for the water availability per year, Indonesia has more available water resources compared to the demand itself. Thus, proper water and wastewater management system is required in order to have a sustainable water future for the country. Okay, before we continue, I would like to briefly introduce our speaker today, Mr. Insinyur Dwi Handaya, MK3. He is the chairman of Indonesian Water Association, IDWA, and he's also the CEO of Water Indonesia, wastewater treatment specialist. Okay, without further ado, Mr. Dwi Handaya, the time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Lia. Good day, everybody. I'm Dwi Handaya, Chairman of Indonesian Water Association. We would like to share to you all about the opportunity and challenges water and wastewater sector. Everybody that we know that the international sustainable development, we call it SDGs, that SDGs number 6 about clean water and sanitation, and SDGs number 14 about the life below water. It means that international supposed to all country in the world how to make water access and sanitation. We have data that look like Jakarta, one of the worst water access in Indonesia. Even this is 10 years data, but too much population in Jakarta area, and the water sector is not so perfect in Jakarta area. We also have a data that for update data 2017, that 5 province Bengkulu, Lampung, Papua, South Kalimantan, West Sulawesi is the lowest water access in province in Indonesia. And actually, until 2019-2020, water access in Indonesia actually already achieved about the 80% of population in Indonesia. And actually, Indonesian government have a target, have a program that next 5 years, from 80% of water access, government target to become 100% water access. We know that this year in 2020 that we are got the pandemic, but water sector still growing. Let's say that last year's water sector growing business about 8%, little bit reduced until 4.6% for this year. And then current condition, water access already more than 80%, and government target come to 100%. This is for next year opportunity 2020 until 2024. And then we know that the Java Island, this is only 4% from total water access in Indonesia. We know that Sumatra, Kalimantan, and Papua almost more than 70 or 80% water availability in Indonesia. We have data that river and lake in Indonesia more than 70% getting worse, and more than we call it last 3 years, 2014, 2015, 2016, that river and lake become polluted. And from this case, that government make a new regulation, we call it Environment Ministry number 68 years 2016, that all domestic wastewater should be treated. As we know that before, domestic wastewater only push for like hospital, like hotel, but currently that river polluted by domestic wastewater, government make a new regulation that all sector, factory, and all sectors should be improve about the domestic wastewater. This is also data that more than 75% of river in Indonesia, this is polluted by domestic wastewater. And this is also data that several river in Indonesia, there are data like pH, like E. coli, like BOD is above the standard. And this is also data from Ministry of Public, that more than 70% river in Indonesia polluted by E. coli, polluted by domestic wastewater. We also have a data from 13 of river in Jakarta area also polluted by domestic wastewater. So from this case, from Environment Ministry and from province make new regulation, make new program how to make river more clean. And we know that Java Island, the population about the 76% of population in Indonesia. So the most issue is in Java Island. And this is Jakarta data that more than 70% of wastewater polluted in river, this is come from domestic. From commercial about the 13%, and from industrial less than 10%. And we know that the centralized STP in Indonesia only have 12 cities in Indonesia, and in Jakarta only have one centralized STP. So that's why government Jakarta make a new regulation that Jakarta will build 15 centralized STP in Jakarta area. This is new government, new regulation from Environment Ministry about the regulation of industrial and domestic wastewater. This is the new regulation, new program from Jakarta government, that Jakarta will build 15 centralized STP in Jakarta area. This is a location, and this is 15 area that Jakarta will build centralized STP. But currently the update still one or two project under DED, detail engineering drawing. With this pandemic, actually, Environment Ministry make new regulation, new program that all environment monitoring from industry should register in online. We call it simple. This is a program under Environment Ministry. So every performance of environment even this is wastewater or air emission or hazardous waste, should report it using online system. This is new program. We know that wastewater, there are so many wastewater. There are domestic and industrial and oil and gas and another wastewater source. Um, Government also make new regulation. We call it sparring online monitoring. There are 12 industry that they should install online monitoring in outlet wastewater, the flow wastewater and pH, COD, and also TSS. There are 4 parameters that 12 industries should install online monitoring and connect it to Environment Ministry. This is new program. Actually, this regulation just released in last year's 2019, and Indonesia standard. This regulation should install in next year. So next year to 2021 should running for sparring online monitoring. We know that program reuse program, recycle program also important for Jakarta area. Jakarta government also make new regulation that all building in Jakarta area should make a program, reuse program and recycle program to minimize the water resources in Jakarta area, to make more volume of water resources. So reuse and recycle program is special in Jakarta area, pushed by Jakarta government. This is one of the program like water cycle uh, uh, for fishing, for watering, gardening, something like this. There are regulation and pushed by Jakarta government and also Environment Ministry. This is Ms. Lia about the update and condition about the water and wastewater in Indonesia. The time is yours.
Okay, Bapak. Thank you very much for your presentation. It's very sharp and prompt and straight to the point. Yeah, the opportunities and challenges that are we come and needs to accommodate, yeah, Pak. And it's indeed very interesting, yeah, to see how the government initiative to push the water and wastewater treatment sector to be more agile. Okay, right. As we have very limited time, Bapak, I would like to continue straight away to the Q&A session, Pak. So we have already 2 questions asked by the attendees today. And I would like to remind, before we go to the Q&A session, I would like to remind everyone whose questions cannot be answered today. We will try to answer all of your questions via email after the end of the session, yeah, or after this session ends. Okay, the first questions, in your opinion, Pak Dwi, what are the most important or key challenges that we need to anticipate ahead of 2021, Pak? Either it's from business perspective or from the government perspective or the commercial perspectives.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Lia. Actually, again, that wastewater issue more than 70% in domestic wastewater. It means there are so many opportunity for domestic wastewater, even in government project or private project. We have so many project for private project that the industrial, the common industrial only treated industrial waste. With this new regulation, so all industrial should treat it domestic waste. So opportunity how to make new STP or assessment or water audit, there are so many opportunity project. Also for government project, like in Jakarta, Jakarta already released a new regulation that Jakarta province will make 15 centralized STP in Jakarta. And now this is only 1 or 2 project running under DED, Detail Engineering Drawing. There are 1 project also in Palembang already launched by government, Palembang City. Like in Makassar City, This is already one of the contractor a winner already start in Indonesia. This is opportunity. So domestic wastewater still big opportunity, industrial also big opportunity. Also new regulation about the online monitoring. 12 industrial should install online monitoring. So actually opportunity is still a big opportunity in Indonesia. They like this.
Right. Right. So all these government initiatives, we hope we can push with all these initiatives. We hope that it can push the commercial and business sector to
Mm.
be more ahead of the current situation, ya, Pak, ya?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bapak, for the answer. Okay. On to the next questions, the second questions. Okay. During this digitalization era, how does the industry cope with the current digitalization in water and wastewater sector, especially in the country? I'm fully aware and understand from your presentation previously that the government push also the online
Mm.
monitoring, those kind of initiatives. But maybe there's something that we can elaborate now.
Yeah, okay. Actually, like this, if industrial, medium, high industrial, like petrochemical, like oil and gas, online monitoring actually in internal, they already implemented actually for medium, high class of industrial. But by government, actually there are one about the monitoring online. This is all industrial, they should report it online. We call it simple. This new program actually. And second thing about the online monitoring. Online monitoring for first take only 12 industrial like palm oil, petrochemical, oil and gas, industrial complex. There are 12 industrials. They should install online monitoring. So actually again, online monitoring means this is new regulation, but actually we don't know about the in outside country, but in Indonesia this is new. There are two things: how to install online monitoring, and second about how to ensure that their wastewater treatment in end user stable. So that's why few weeks ago we discussed with government how make wastewater treatment as stable as possible. So industrial aware to install online monitoring and connected to environment ministry and monitoring
Hmm.
24 hours per day. This is
Hmm.
new program, new regulation, and still next years will be implemented like this.
Hmm. That's very interesting. So is it mandatory, Baba, for the
Mandatory only for 12 industry.
only for 12 industry?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And at the moment, the focus is still in Java Island, yeah, because the
No, no, no. It's Indonesia. For wastewater, it's
for
Indonesia
okay,
area, but only focus for 12 industry.
only focus for 12 industry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And how about the implementation of other platform, virtual or online platform, apart from the monitoring itself, from the business sectors, from the user, the commercial users? Are there any differences that we need to aware in terms of all this digitalization, Pak?
Yeah, again, but for medium and high industrial, actually they aware and they need online, but internal
Hmm.
monitoring not connected with government. Like this, opportunity still there for digitalization, but for medium company until like petrochemical, oil and gas, they have
Hmm.
budget, they have money, and they want to monitor with the good monitoring. So opportunity also there.
Also there.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And okay. Okay. Thank you. That's very interesting, Bapak, to know first about the what are the key challenges and opportunities. So we are fully aware that there are plenty of opportunities in the country in terms of water and wastewater sectors, and as well the digitalizations that are happening not only for water and wastewater sector industry. Yeah, it's everywhere. We are fully aware that digitalization era,
Hmm.
apologies, digitalization era, we need to cope with the whole situation. Okay, maybe there's a conclusion that you can add, Pak, from today's discussion before we end the discussion.
Okay. uh, Everybody that actually water concept, even water treatment or wastewater treatment, this is actually our need all. It means that UN already state in we call it 17 sustainable development goals that we make water access, and we prepare for good sanitation, and we make good for river not polluted from wastewater. So we make river as clean as possible. This is our challenges. Yes,
Okay,
okay.
that's yeah. Okay, Bapak. Thank you very much for your time today and for all the short explanation. I'm afraid we don't have much time for this pocket talk session.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much as well to all attendees who participate in today's sessions. We hope you gain a good insight from this session, especially for Indonesia water and wastewater sector. Okay, lastly, Water Indonesia, as part of Asia Water Series, the region's most prominent wastewater and water trade exhibition, will be conducted next year in 15 to the 18th of September 2021 at GI Expo Kemayoran, Jakarta, Indonesia. It will be co-located with ASEAN's biggest energy and engineering series, consists of three major shows: Mining Indonesia, Construction Indonesia, and Concrete Show Southeast Asia. So make sure you check our website for further information. Okay, I'm Lia Indriasari, Asia Water Team and Indonesian Water Association signing off. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.